Doomed to Repeat is a Delta Green actual play podcast with violent themes and adult language. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to episode 39 of Doomed to Repeat. I'm Sergio, your handler.
I'm Lev, and I play Agent Tuck.
I'm Amanda Dominic, and I am Agent Boomer.
I'm Caleb James Miller, and I play Agent Merritt.
I'm Eli, and I'm playing Agent Hyde.
I'm Zakia, and I play Agent Warp.
Starting September 16th, May Day is getting some special love from Patreon. We're one of just 100 creators chosen for their collaborative growth program. That means more visibility, more chances for new listeners to find Doomed to Repeat, and hopefully more support for everything we're building. If you enjoy the show, the best way you can help us is by liking, subscribing, and most importantly, engaging with us on social media, especially during this time. A quick comment or share really boosts us in the algorithm and helps more people discover the podcast. And don't worry, while our nearly 5-year Delta Green campaign is coming to a close, it's not the end of horror gaming here at Mayday. You have all made it clear through Patreon polls and talking with you on Discord that you love these stories, and we want to keep delivering them. Beyond Doomed to Repeat and Black Project Gaming's God's Teeth, you can expect new horror campaigns and one-shots hitting our Patreon soon. Content that will feel right at home next to the glory days of Doomed to Repeat. I want to give a special thanks to Lev, our resident social media guru, who goes above and beyond to make sure that we are connecting with our audience. And a special thank you to all of our operator level patrons. That's Advance War Sammy, Bimblewart, Kirby's Double, WTF Again, Ren, Kai H, Brandon C, Cameron S, Kaylee H, Tony D, and Vince K. If you want to keep up with what's next at Mayday, head over to patreon.com/MaydayRP. Now, let's get back to the game. It is October 3rd, 2020. Last night, Perennial was dragged from the sky and brought down at gunpoint, though not before losing another teammate. Tuck fell, resisting capture, and Mia was taken from you. The survivors, Warp, Merritt, and Hyde, were herded into black vans, driven to a faceless corporate park of mirrored glass and concrete. 2 twin buildings stood over a man-made lake, sterile and watchful. An unconscious Hyde, tranquilized Mia, and Tuck's body were taken to the secondary building, a supposed hospital. Warp and Merritt were led instead into the primary tower by Agent Kit, a sharp-eyed woman claiming to represent the program. You were given rooms and locked inside. Warp, you could not sleep. Instead, you laid out the Price files in obsessive order, chasing every detail until dawn. Now, morning light spills through the blinds of your room. The last page lies in your hands, the final transcript of Price's testimony. And you realize you are the only program agent alive who knows what really happened at Innsmouth. Let me ask you to make a willpower roll for staying up all night.
That's a 2.
Talk to me about what's going through Warp's head right now.
It's odd expecting all of this effort, all of this work, all of this violence, all of this research, almost 100 years worth, culminating to just one quiet morning. And I think Warp is almost stunned into silence, waiting for everything to make sense. And she's only left with more questions. And she wonders if this is the same quiet morning that Cora had, and how many other agents have had the same morning.
Agent Merritt, you get up, and that's when there is a knock at the door. The lock unclicks, and stepping inside is the familiar face of Dr. Hooks. She's holding a pad of paper, and behind her is a member of security detail different than the SWAT, but she gestures to them to stay back, and she leaves the door slightly ajar. Good morning, Orson. Did you get any sleep?
A little. Difficult sleeping in new places. I think you'll understand.
Of course, I wanted to make sure you were as comfortable as possible, but I'm glad to hear you got a little bit of rest. Please sit with me, and she gestures towards the little kitchenette table, and she takes a seat there.
It's very kind of you, Doctor. Thank you so much. I think I will.
I wanted to ask you a couple of questions. Got a few racing through my head now. I was curious if you could tell me why you were at Camp Pendleton.
We were investigating a possible lead into Operation Perennial.
A possible lead into what?
A situation regarding one of our members.
As far as I know, no one in Perennial has ever worked or been a part of Camp Pendleton. I see no reason why you'd be able to find anything there.
Unfortunately, it's sensitive material that I truly could only discuss with my operating handler, Mallory. If you were to have her in the room, I could get clearance from her, or perhaps a phone call. Mallory could vouch for you, then of course I could share details to the case, but without that, I can't speak to you on anything regarding Operational Perennial without clearance. Perhaps you could go to the top.
I'll admit you're right. I don't have any legal authority to be keeping you here. I just want to know what those files are. I'm going to read them at some point.
I would be amenable to helping you, Dr. Hooks. I understand that you're just in the pursuit of knowledge like the rest of us, all sorts of knowledge in your case. But I couldn't help you with information on those files without first receiving something to assist in my situation, or, of course, the clearance from Mallory. I think that we're at an impasse, unfortunately.
I suppose we are. Well, I'll give you the first bit of free information, which is that I can't go to Mallory because Mallory is dead. She was found in her home a couple hours ago. Agent Merritt, who activated you?
Operation Perennial exists without activation prior to our original. We are to research, catalog, and provide...
I understand that. I'm talking about heading to California, going to Camp Pendleton. Why? Who activated you? Who told you to do that?
I can't say. I'm shaken from the crash.
What do you want, Agent Merritt, to communicate with me? Because I don't think you're fully understanding the situation.
I have an express understanding of the situation, more than I think you can understand. But, of course, things are so foggy from the crash. Perhaps some assurances and then some time, and I could come up with some answers that would better fit you.
All I'm trying to do is to get an understanding of where you have all been in the last 72 hours. The body that we've pulled from the plane is not natural, and we have to know where they've been, because if any of them has been left behind, well, we have to clean that up.
I can assure you that those are the only two assets related to the situation. Part of my assertions would be that you would give me access to both of them as soon as possible. I would ascertain whether they are still a fit specimen, as this situation would go to the highest clearance that the program has. And I don't think you understand to the fullest extent, or maybe you do, given your circumstances, what you have.
We're studying them both as we speak. All right, you can go see her. You can go see them. It's going to take some time, but we can bring you over there.
I would also like access to all of their information, anything that the doctors find.
I wanted to speak to you first before we began the dissection of Tuck's body, so you'll find out as soon as I know.
I don't think that you'll be receiving any information from me if Agent Tuck is touched in any way past examination. I also can assure you that the information that we have received would be of a grave importance to you, and that additional findings would be especially important to your continued employment here at the program, if employment could be the word used.
I'm not concerned about the program and my employment because I'm employed by March, and so far, March is the one pulling the strings.
Excuse me, maybe not employment. Existence?
Sounds like you don't want to be cooperative, Agent Merritt, so...
I absolutely want to be cooperative. I work for the program. I was handpicked to be one of the best of our agents, and I will continue to cooperate as far as it will keep me alive. But why would I ever give you any information that would kill me? Listen, I would like to work with you. I would love to. I would love to give you information to what I'm handling, because if I don't handle this correctly, everyone here will die, including you, if that's possible. But if I were to give you anything that sold me out, I can't help myself, I can't help you, I can't help Warp in the other room, and I certainly can't help whoever is in that hospital with those two. So you must understand that this situation is a lot more delicate than you're handling it out to be. So either you work with me and you give me my assertions, or we roll the dice and we see whether you truly are as powerful as they say.
Powerful? I'm just an employee. I don't know what you mean.
Sure. Minimum wage. Lowest of the totem poles. Just a believer.
Agent Merritt, I have reason to believe that the anonymous tip that mentioned that you were out and about in California was the same one that sent you on this strange mission to go to Camp Pendleton. I asked you about whether you've interacted with Agent Mallory's because Agent Mallory is dead, and she was found with her head mostly eaten. There is a chance that who you've been dealing with is not who you think it is. And Agent Merritt, it begins to dawn on you that if what this woman is saying is true, that Mallory is not who she says she is, well, she can only be one person. And that if that one person was interacting with Boomer and interacting with Ruhi, I'm going to ask you to make a sanity check.
I fail with a 51.
You're realizing that there is a very good chance that Boomer is dead. Whether Ruhi is alive is another story entirely, but I think a D6 feels appropriate for this.
I rolled a 3 on a D6. I am 1 above my breaking point, just barely. While absolutely imperceptibly still before that moment, the second that information lands, there's a single blink to Orson's demeanor, and there's a twitch in 2 fingers, and the veneer cracks just slightly at the suggestion. Dr. Hooks, this is information I wasn't privy to originally.
I'm not trying to hold this over you or anything. I know this is probably a shock, but we need your help, both you and Warp, to put together the last 72 hours so that we can make sure wherever they were and whatever they made you do, we can cover your tracks and we can predict what they're going to do next.
Who do you think they are, in the spirit of cooperation to solve this?
I don't know what they told you, but I suspect it is the loose subject that you know as Agent Nancy.
Would you have an understanding of why they targeted us directly? Is this related to Agent Samael? Is that why he's missing on operation?
Very slight smirk kind of spreads across her face, and she says, I would hope not. It's been a few weeks since I've seen Samael. He went on a bit of a bender. I had to take my role at March a little more seriously and put away my toys, so I haven't spoken to him in a while.
It is a little tough when he's around, keeping things professional, I understand.
The entire department, both program and March, are working to solve this problem of Nancy, so you understand I'm not trying to punish you, I'm trying to solve the problem of Nancy.
Dr. Hooks, my trouble is I am trapped between a rock and a hard place, and I'll let you decide which of those two you are. I have information that is very vital to me and would be vital to you, but I don't, frankly, trust you with that information. And I think that you and I have an understanding as to why. But I am willing to work in the spirit of cooperation if it meant that my friends or, fellow agents were kept safe So if you were to swear to me in a way that made me feel a bond of trust between the two of us, perhaps then you and I could work on a shared threat.
Agent Merritt, all I can swear to you is that you will find no violence or resistance from me. You are free to get up and leave right now. And if you'd like to see the body, you certainly can.
It's not just me. It's Hyde, it's Warp, in the other room with those files that clearly you would like. It's Tuck on that table. And it's Mia.
We're having a little back and forth with the program regarding Mia. It seems like they don't want to leave them with us, but we'll have that solved soon enough. We're going to cut away back to Warp. Warp, you're still processing everything you've read when you hear a slight rap at the door. And the door is unlocked, and stepping through is Thornbill, Care Thornbill, as well as Agent Kit, who you met a few hours earlier. Thornbill smiles, steps into the room, doesn't approach you, and kind of has her hands up and says, Agent Warp, Gaze, I want to talk to you. They sent me over here because they have a few questions for you, and the sooner you can answer them, the sooner I can help you.
Hold on, let me finish this page.
She finds her way over to the kitchenette. Agent Kit, what do you do in the minute or so that passes as Agent Warp finishes?
Agent Kit is gonna just stand there and just silently wait.
She turns the page and keeps reading.
Do 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 do. That's what I'm gonna do to kind of slowly kind of get their attention.
Thornbill raises her hand to you, Agent Kit, and she says, Gaze, we've examined Mia. Would you like to know what's going on with her?
She puts the papers down. Yes, I would.
They performed an MRI as I was flying over, and they found something embedded in the back of her neck. There's some kind of crystalline structure. It's not growing into her skin. They get the impression more like it was inserted. There's nothing that stands out about it except it does have an energy signature that seems to be in time with her heart.
Have you tried removing it?
I asked them if they tried removing it, but the answer was no, because they don't intend on removing it.
Do you know what they intend to do?
I think we both know what they intend to do. I know for certain what they're going to do because someone very important has arrived in the last hour. They are examining her, and they will probably take her with them. I'm here to help you and Merritt. They don't have any authority to hold on to you, so you can leave whenever you like. And if you want to see the girl, you can. I have access to that building. And Hyde asked if I could help you, and this is how I can.
I want to stay with them. I want to be included in the research. I want to participate as a member of this, I don't know, endeavor, experiment, whatever. I have a social obligation. We get along.
Well, we'll bring that up with the appropriate authorities. I don't know what they'll do right now, but they've assigned Agent Kit here to watch over the two of you. Not to hold you back, but just to make sure you don't hurt yourself. I have had interactions with Agent Kit before, and I think you can trust them. I understand that they're new, but they mean the best. They're on the right side. I know you have no reason to believe me, but the last time I spoke to Agent Hyde, she was conscious, so I just want to do right by her.
Okay.
Okay as in you'll help?
Okay as in I'll help. But after this is all said and done, and we figure out what's going on with Mia, what happens to Perennial exactly?
I can't answer that. From the little I've been told, Perennial has been over. For whatever reason that you all got together out in here in California, no one activated you. There was no reason for it.
So as far as the program is considered, we stopped existing, poofed back up with a magical little girl, and after we get to go back to not existing.
There's always a way you can state your case, Agent Warp, but I'm not the authority on that. However, the person that is might actually be in the building. Not in this one, in the hospital building.
Can I meet them today?
When I bring you over to the hospital, maybe. They have a lot of security. Kit was part of that security.
Agent Kit, I think this is when Warp actually puts the papers down fully and adjusts their glasses. Would that be possible, do you think?
We can walk on over whenever you like.
Let me talk to my team first.
Fine. Agent Merritt, eventually you reach a kind of standstill with Dr. Hooks, and she is the first to gesture for you to get up and leave. She's happy to follow you out. The two of you step out, and Agent Warp, the door is ajar. You can see Merritt out in the hallway.
Warp. Are you okay? Are we good?
No.
Are you breathing?
Yes.
Okay, good. And he comes over and he puts his hands to Warp's shoulder and brings them in for a very cold little hug.
Warp goes for the hug as soon as hands are on the shoulders.
Listen, they're letting us go see and visit. We should go see Hyde first, and then we can make our rounds. What do you say?
Okay. Did you tell them anything? I didn't tell them anything.
I told them as much as Perennial could offer without proper clearance.
Great. Okay. Good. The files for now are suspended, and she starts heading towards Hyde.
Let's cut away from the two of you. Agent Hyde, you come to consciousness in a sterilized, fluorescent environment that immediately reminds you of a hospital. You are on a gurney, on a bed. As you slowly come to understand what's happening, you can see that they have injected an IV into your arm. You realize that there is a oxygen tube running down your nose. It's not completely down your throat, but it's up there. And you get the feeling that the last couple of hours you have been attended to. I'm going to ask you to roll a d6 for both your willpower and your health, and you will gain that much after a forced rest and a team of doctors looking over you.
I rolled like ass. That's 2 health and 1 willpower.
What does that bring you up to in both?
3 health and 3 willpower.
A kind of short, pudgy doctor comes over. He's wearing a white lab coat. He's got glasses and curly hair, and he says, "Hello. Good to see that you're conscious finally. How are you feeling, young lady?"
You're really loud, Doc.
Oh, sorry, yes.
No, that's fine. It's fine.
You've been unconscious for a few hours. I'm glad to see you still have cognition.
Yeah. How long have I been out? Where?
Well, you came in around midnight last night, and it's now about 8 in the morning.
I Hyde starts to sit up, try to get out of bed. I need to know where everybody else is.
Hold on. Relax. If you mean the other people you came with, they're somewhere, but I'm sure they're fine, and I'm sure they'll come see you soon enough. Listen, you're very beat up. Can I get your name?
Kona Morales.
Kona, you're pretty beat up. You have exhaustion. You haven't been getting your fluids, so you're probably going to need to stay here for a couple of days.
I don't think I can be here for much longer. I need to find my team. We need to take care of something. You got to help me get out of this bed.
Kona, I understand, but you see that gentleman over there, and he points across the way. At the entrance is a man dressed in body armor. He's got a pistol on his side, and he's kind of watching you as you're starting to get antsy. And he says, "That man is going to tell you when you can come and go. You need to relax. You need to regain your strength. You'll be let out of here soon enough. You're not under arrest or anything. I was just told to take care of you."
But you don't know what I know, Doc, and I really need to touch base with people that know my situation better than you and whoever the fuck that is. So I really need you to get help me out here, please.
I'm helping you the best I can. Although you did manage to get some sleep and you did get tended to by the authorities, by these doctors, because of your low willpower and your low health, I'm going to say that you still have a level of exhaustion. You are still technically at minus 20% on all of your skill rolls. Okay?
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
We're going to cut away to the bottom of this building in the morgue, where all of a sudden a lifeless body has just come to. Agent Tuck, you tear the black plastic covering you free as if it was paper, and you sit up. You are in a ugly fluorescent mortuary or morgue of some kind, and you are not the only body in here.
Taking in where I am, I think Tuck has the mental like hoops to jump through of like, I know where I am, I know what happened. That doesn't matter, where's Mia?
Your mind immediately goes to Mia, and you look around, and of course you don't see her. You are in some kind of closed room, and then for a moment, your brain drifts to the more obvious thing, which is that you look down at your hands, and they are gray, lifeless. You look at your chest, covered in bullet hole wounds with blue ichor coming out of it. You put your hand to your chest, and you realize you don't feel a heartbeat. And I'm going to ask you to make a sanity check.
Bad, cool. 79 over 49. That is a failure.
Realizing you're dead is a very unique sanity roll. I'm going to ask you to roll, I think, a D10.
D10. Woof. All right, well, we'll keep this one. That's a 1.
You are beginning to process what is happening, and the horror is beginning to well up inside you. What is the prevailing emotion plus intention of Tuck in this moment as they're realizing this?
Tuck flicks through a lot of emotions really quickly before one kind of settles and takes hold. It's grief, very, very briefly, first off, for the life that they've left behind, the guilt of, like, automatically being like, I'm never going to see my wife again, I'm never going to find this, I'm never going to make amends, I'm never going to this or that, and it like, it's almost too much, and their brain shuts it down. There's anger at having been shot, at their team for abandoning them in their eyes. And I think that anger gets kind of funneled into a focus towards, I have to get out of here. It's been Mia, it will continue to be Mia.
Please roll an additional D10.
All right. Still 2 above my breaking point somehow. This is a 4 though.
Your mind goes to Mia. I'd like you to raise your power score by what you rolled, which I believe was 4, correct?
4. So my power is at 18/90. Permanently?
Permanently.
Oh, fuck.
Both your strength and your power are now above 18, correct?
That is correct. Or they are 18 or above.
Holy shit.
The benefit you will gain from this is that you can detect the presence of hypergeometric items or entities using hypergeometry within a certain distance. Hypergeometric effects you can negate as well at a cost of your willpower.
Damn. I can see the panicked looks of my fellow players. I love you guys so much. I'm so sorry.
As you push your mind towards the thoughts of your sister, you suddenly are racked with unbelievable pain. That churning stomach feeling returns, but it's as if your insides are being liquefied, and you scream out in agony. You hear bones snap. You hear flesh tear and rend itself, and you stare in horror as the flesh tears, it rebuilds itself and tears again and rebuilds itself over and over until Your sight goes blind with pain. Finally, the pain subsides long enough for you to come back to consciousness. You feel strange. You feel like your perspective is different in the room, higher almost.
They're just patting down kind of like all parts of their body that felt like were ripping. They're just kind of trying to make sure things are in a relatively normal place. And then like checking like the ceiling, anything that is around that would give them any kind of like reference for height.
As you look up, your head tears through the top of the ceiling, and you see that your body is different. It is so different. It is massive, bulbous, elephant-like. You have an arm the size of a grizzly bear's. Your feet are like the trunks of elephants. Where the bullet holes were are now these writhing tentacles that are kind of whipping around and almost tasting the air. You can almost sense what they're sensing. The only normal thing about you is your left arm. It still appears to be somewhat normal, somewhat human. You instinctively look at the reflective metal of the morgue. One half of your face remains what Tuck was, and you are nothing short of a monster. I need another sanity check.
Fuck. Okay, that's 25. That's a success.
I think you're still gonna roll a d4.
That's so fair. There's not a whole lot of ways to rationalize this. 4. That is pushing me past my breaking point.
You are going to go temporarily insane.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely I am.
And I'm going to decide that what you do when you are temporarily insane is you decide you must fight. You must get to Mia.
Tuck, seeing that their left arm is the only kind of part of them that's left, skates their like grizzly bear hand down the arm over the skin, like feeling who they used to be, feeling what used to be there, and comes to their wedding ring and slowly kind of pulls it off and looks at it in this like weird half light. It doesn't even feel like it's theirs entirely anymore, with the intention of keeping a part of them somewhere that can't be changed, that they can't see be changed. They swallow their wedding ring. And then the wedding, but like both rings are just down their throat because that's the only place that seems safe for it anymore.
Your awareness is different. You see the world different with this improved power score, and your gaze, now realizing maybe you have even more than 2 eyes, goes up, and you can sense that something that you want, maybe it's Mia, is up above you.
With that almost final reminder of their life before, out of sight and basically out of mind, they start climbing through the ceiling and up through the next floor on the fastest track they can to the only thing that they want and the only thing that they think they can have anymore.
With a strength of 20, it is surprisingly easy as you begin to bash through the stucco and the bits of cement here and there. Your rage is infinite, and your focus is on Mia as you begin pushing your way through the ceiling. Agent Warp and Agent Merritt, Agent Kit, you are with them. As you begin making it down the hall, there is a tremendous explosion that does not feel as if it is coming from your building, but you hear this pop, and then a moment later, you hear the glass in the rooms that you were in shatter. You are partially rocked to the side at this concussion, and some of the other March employees that are with you rush back to the rooms.
I look to Warp, I look to Ken, I go, it's her, we have to get to the hospital, we're going. And I'm gonna start moving in the direction of wherever I think Mia is.
Yep.
So while the others kind of abandon you, including Dr. Hooks, Kit, and Dr. Thornbill follow you, It seems like the elevator has gone out, so you have to run down the stairs. And when you finally make it outside, you see a black cloud that is moving past the top of the building across the street. And you see fire where the garage area is, lapping up the side of the building.
Before running inside, I do want to turn to Kit and go, do you have an extra service pistol on you? I need to be armed if we're going inside.
Thornbill says, there's weapons back inside. I mean, I can get a cache.
Go. I'm going to motion for Thornbill to go and meet us, and I will go ahead and cock and I will hand him my medium pistol.
Agent, it's really important. I understand you were put on security detail for Warp but I need you to understand the asset we're about to talk to is very volatile, but there is no use in drawing any sort of offense towards them. We need to mediate. We need to de-escalate. That is the only way you are going to come out of this alive. Okay? You're on it? You're with us.
Do you need to be calm? I'm already there. Let's go.
Okay. He does turn to Warp and go, you should probably have the discussions. I need you to lead this.
I can do that. I can do this.
And Merritt starts to walk in rather than run in. And he slings the medium pistol into his side and gets ready for the show.
Back at the hospital, Agent Hyde, just as the doctor is kind of brushing you off and walking away, there is a terrible shake in the building. The lights turn off and back on and then off again, and it feels as if there was some kind of massive explosion. Everyone is on high alert. You even hear a couple of people screaming.
Knowing what that possibly might be, thinking it might be Mia, Hyde again is getting up, off, pulling themselves off this bed, disconnecting the IVs and other sensors on them, knowing that they need to start helping because they're the only one that they knows of the threat that's in this building.
A nurse runs into the room and runs up to that doctor that was speaking to you, and she says, they say there was some kind of explosion downstairs, down in the garage. I think they're locking the building down.
I need a gun. I'm just in the background, like just getting myself together. I need a gun.
Kona, now you need to relax. There's nothing you can do right now.
This is like the third time this man has tried to like shush me. So I'm gonna grab him by the collar of his shirt, and I'm just gonna look him dead in the eye, and I'm telling him, I need a gun, and I need something for this fucking pain. And if you tell me one more time to sit down, I am gonna hurt you.
I think a persuade or a charisma plus 20% can work.
I think you said plus 20. That is a success with a 50.
I don't have any. We don't have any weapons here, but I know that there's a security task force on the first floor. Look, if you need something for the pain, I have some epinephrine.
That's a good start. That's a great start. Give me whatever you can, and I will figure out the rest, and I'll let him go.
Whatever you want. And he'll grab a syringe from a drawer, kind of tap at it. So, all right, well, just hold still. And he's going to hit you with some epinephrine. Because you are taking this, you can remove the minus 20% to your skill rolls.
Nice. Okay, cool.
You're not going, and you can also roll a d6 in health.
Ooh. Oh, a 6.
Woo!
But sure enough, just as you have seen in movies and you have heard in stories, you suddenly feel awake, more awake than you have maybe in days. The pain immediately disappears and your purpose is clear. You need to get a gun and you need to figure out what's going on and possibly hook up with your other teammates.
I'll go look back to the dock and go, what floor is that task force is, where that gun cache is?
We're on the second floor and security is down on the first floor.
Okay, cool.
But whatever that was, that explosion, the power's probably out, and he's gesturing to the fact that basically just the emergency lights are on. You're going to have to take the stairs.
Yeah, well, show me where the stairs are, Doc.
Okay, he kind of sheepishly goes out into the hallway and points in the direction.
I'll put a hand on his shoulder because I do regret being mean to him, and I'll just say thank you, and then I'm gonna run towards the stairwell and start kick open the door and start hobbling myself downstairs.
What are the chances that you're in your regular clothes or that they put you into, like, hospital gown?
A luck roll?
I think a luck roll feels fair. Let's find out.
I don't succeed. It's a 70.
I think it's only appropriate that you are in your hospital gown.
Well, may there be clothes on the in the same place. But yeah, hospital gown at all. Just running, no shoes, just smacking barefoot downstairs. Here we go.
Tuck, as you claw up into the next floor, the whole building convulses with this thunderous blast from somewhere below you. Even your powerful frame shudders at the shockwave. You pause and then feel it. Your skin is beginning to hiss and sear. This harsh daylight pours through wide windows, stabbing into you. I need you to lose 1 health for this. Where sunlight once made you uncomfortable to be in it, now it truly burns. And then, almost as if the building itself is watching your suffering, these heavy steel blinds grind down over the windows. The sunlight dies and the pain goes with it, leaving you in the safety of the shadows again.
There's something like pride that flickers in the back of Tuck's mind between the the explosion that's rocked everything and this incredible show of like things pulling down. The monster that is Tuck now is proud of whatever Mia can do now. It was scary before, but becoming a monster makes it feel a little more like they have more in common.
You hear, "Holy fucking shit! Fire! Fire!" And from your opposing side, there is a barrage of pain that hits and strikes you. You move your head over to see about 4 men dressed in black carrying assault rifles firing at you.
The instinct of these are assault rifles near a child. What the fuck do you think you're doing? And it is almost down primal hands and knees, fast as they can go. Full tilt. I will barrel through them, I will throw them, I will take their little puny weapons and crush them in my hands, whatever it takes. They're done.
It is a bloody, grisly, quick endeavor. Agent Warp and Agent Merritt, you run into the building just as these metallic blinds begin coming down on the windows, and as you come in, the doors shut and lock. And you realize that the security system is going into effect. A security guard runs up to you. "What are you doing? What's going on here?" And Thornbill immediately throws up a hand and says, "We need to get these folks to the asset. Where is the asset?" "I can't give that information out." "Tell us now where it is." It's on the 5th floor. They're on. And then Thornbill kind of looks at the two of you. "That explosion, it was downstairs. It wasn't upstairs."
Yeah, exactly.
You hear a terrible bout of gunfire coming from deeper within the building. And shortly after, men begin to scream, blood-curdling screams.
We need to get to Mia before they can.
It was what floor?
5.
Let's go.
We need stairs.
Can you radio? Is there anyone you can tell them to stand down until then?
It's the security detail of both the building and the VIP that's here. They're going to defend and they're going to fight back.
Send everyone away from 5. Send them downstairs towards the source of the explosion.
I don't have that kind of authority, Merritt. I got you in the building. That's as much as I can do.
Okay. We go.
You are all in the kind of waiting area. There are chairs. You can see where the nurse's station is. There's a pair of double doors. The lights have been turned off, and so the only really light you're getting is the light coming in from the windows.
I'm going to pull out of my utility, my high-powered flashlight to help illuminate there.
Agent Hyde, you come down the stairs, and just as you're about to open that door to the 1st floor, you hear the gunfire, you hear the screams, and then you hear silence.
I think as soon as I hear the gunshots, I hold behind the door And then once I don't hear anything past the screams, I think Hyde will open it slowly so that they can peek out and try to get an assessment on where exactly they are and if there's any clear like room or anything that they can jump to next.
You look out through the glass, and there's so much blood on the glass that you can't properly see outside.
Yeah, then I'll open the door wider, as wide as I can, to get a proper look outside.
You actually have a little bit of a hard time because it feels as if there is something pressed against the door, but you can begin to slide it open, and as you do, the scene becomes more and more horrific. There are about 6 men who have been brutally bludgeoned into largely blood and guts all over the walls and the floor, and as soon as you take a step out, your bare foot is in thick blood. I'm gonna need you to make a sanity check, please.
Ooh, a success with a 28.
I think you're only going to lose 1 sanity, as this is grisly, but this is your line of work as well. You're almost kind of used to it at this point. You see not just bodies, but weapons everywhere. There are shotguns, there are pistols, there are semi-automatic rifles.
Yeah, I'll pick up an automatic and a pistol, and if there is a body that has a Kevlar that I can take off, I'll at least take the Kevlar and strap myself on it.
You absolutely can. It is covered in gore, and I think being so intimate with Gore, you might have to make another sanity check.
Yeah, well, I'm in a hospital gown, and I'd like to die with a little bit more dignity than in a hospital gown. That is a fail with a 50.
You're only going to lose 1 more sanity, as it is just absolutely vile to do. Like, you think it's a good idea in the moment, then you realize just how disgusting. You're not going to be walking around in somebody else's guts.
Yeah.
But there is nothing in sight as to what may have caused this.
I don't hear anything. I don't hear footsteps moving. I don't hear like a little roar.
Make an alertness roll.
That is a success with a 48.
Agent Tuck, Haley, the Haley thing, where are you moving? Where are you going?
I'm climbing through the fucking ceiling again.
Agent Hyde, you look around for a second to see what the fuck was that caused this mayhem, and you hear moaning, inhuman kind of breathing, these loud footsteps that are around the corner, and you suddenly begin to hear something being torn apart. It sounds like a part of the building is being torn apart, and you look back down the opposite hallway and you can see a terrible tear in the ground, as if something dug itself out of the bottom floor. I think Agent Warp and Merritt, if your goal was to head in this direction, you might catch Hyde at this point.
Yeah, I think that's our direction. We're going up. We're trying to get to 5.
So you're running in the direction of the staircase, which Agent Hyde is by. So when you come into the space, you see Agent Hyde standing there in a hospital gown, wearing some Kevlar that is covered in gore, probably a weapon that is covered in gore, and there is the most egregious, bloody scene you have ever seen. Let me ask you both to make sanity checks.
Oh boy. Sergio, am I with them?
Yes, you are. I'm going to ask you as well.
Holy shit. Okay.
I fail with a 77.
You're going to take a full 4 sanity loss, Agent Warp. Is Agent Merritt adapted to violence or no?
Yes.
So they don't even have to make the roll.
Oh, okay.
It is grisly, but you are solely focused on getting to the top. But you do see Agent Hyde.
I think if I hear them, running, I'll flip the gun and point it directly at them because I'm just nervous.
It's us. It's us.
I'll put it down once I realize it's you.
Hyde, it's Haley. I think she's making a push for me on the 5th floor. We need to go.
Haley did this, says Agent Thornbill. She's looking around.
I don't think it's Haley anymore.
Either way, if it gets to Mia, this is all over. We can't save either of them.
Hyde starts to nod, and they'll point back to the staircase that they just came from.
Let's move.
Yeah, let's go.
Haley, you tear through the next floor. This time there were individuals standing there, scientists, people that have nothing to do with the security detail, and they're just staring at you in horror as you climb up.
They're in the way. I don't think it's as aggressive as the individuals with the guns. I think it's a genuine like get out of my way, just like a wave of their arm that is bigger than they're used to, and just throws these people down the hallway against a wall, just out of the way. I'm not trying to eviscerate them because they are a threat. I'm getting them out of the way.
Yeah, you don't mean to be, but you are so powerful now that when you throw them, they tumble and you hear their necks snap as they are thrown across the room. And you look in the direction of the bodies and you realize there's somebody standing at the end of the hall. The lights are off, only the emergency lights are on, but there's a figure there. It's a female figure. And she comes stepping out of the shadows. The part of you that knows that you're still you, that you can still remember faces, you recognize it. It's a woman, young, pretty, blonde, looked like a party girl from the 90s. And she steps forward with a smile on her face, puts her hands up and says, "Tuck? Haley? Is that you? Are you there?"
Oh, man. You said I recognize her?
Things are fuzzy, but you remember this face. It was behind glass. It was in a place not too dissimilar to this place.
Nancy.
I think Tuck they're so tall that it's hard to stand upright in this hallway, so they're hunched forward, kind of like resting on that one big arm, and stares at her. "You shouldn't be here."
Agent Tuck, you go to speak and you realize that your jaw is so broken and distended that all that comes out is a kind of guttural moan. But it almost seems as if she understands. And she starts to slowly walk up and she says, "Haley, I'm not here to hurt you. I'm not here to hurt Mia. I'm here to help you. I know where she is and I can help you get her. And all I want is for you to help me." And she approaches a little bit closer.
Tuck doesn't want anyone close. And I think they kind of lift that bigger arm, almost like they're gonna push her away like they pushed all the other, the scientists away.
You lash out your arm at her, and sure enough, she kind of backs up. She's fast. And she says, "Upstairs is what we both want. Mia and the director. You simply have to help me get to him, and you can have her. And then we can both, all three of us, just escape. Your friends are going to help you. They brought you here. They made you like this."
Hearing that she like wants to work together, that she happens to know where Mia is. All of these things don't feel like they're all gaming out in Tuck's head. So I think there's like a narrowing of the eyes and a tilt of the head, in a sense of like, why should I help you? Why are you helping me? Like, I don't need you, clearly.
You have to understand, I admire you. Look what you've become, how powerful you've become. I'm only here to help you get what you want, and I just happened to get what I want at the same time. That explosion, that was me. It initiated the lockdown. Now they're in here with us. Isn't that ironic?
And why should I help you? I think whatever way Tuck can get that across, I don't know if it's another threat. I don't know if it's another like false charge.
She realizes that you aren't gung-ho to just be best friends, and she backs up and she says, "It's like I won't even be here." And she steps into the shadows, and a moment later, you don't even know that she's there. And where she once had a kind of unnatural glow thanks to your power, you don't even see her right now.
Is this an instance where I could use like my hypergeometric knowledge to like find out where she's gone?
Just make a power roll for me.
That's a 32. That's a success.
You sense that she disappeared into a shadow and then began climbing up a wall and is now burrowing her way up to the next floor.
There's a part of Tuck that doesn't like working. Well, there's a significant part of Tuck that doesn't like working with this woman for a plethora of reasons. Not insignificantly among them, that Tuck doesn't like that she's a monster. This woman seems to relish in being a monster, Tuck's rage has kind of covered that grief, and it's been, as Warp says, put into a box and put in a corner. And that kind of like imagery hurts a little bit too, and it's all these like emotions, and rage is just the easiest one to access right now. And so she keeps climbing, not with her, but next to her.
Agent Tuck, as you continue going about your business, the emotions, what you have and what you have lost, it's so difficult to balance this fine thread of sanity. I'm going to ask you to make another sanity check. You will not lose sanity, but there may be an effect if you fail.
I can reverse charisma or power. That's a failure with a 61.
As you are climbing through the ceiling, tearing it open, there's something familiar that begins to run through your mind, a distraction of sorts. You remember that dream you had back at the Airbnb, that dream of a man and his wife and his child at a military function, a barbecue, and you start empathizing with that man. You start identifying as that man. The bit of Tuck that is in control begins to loosen, and your limbs stop responding to your thoughts, and you realize this new thing, this new personality, this new man, you realize he's been with you from the beginning, from your surgery, this consciousness, and the name Yulee comes to mind, Ulee. You don't know what it means, other than it represents this new personality. And until you can succeed on another sanity check, they have control of your body.
Yeah, for sure.
Agents, you have decided to start climbing the stairs, getting to this VIP at the top where you know Mia is, where she is being held. As you begin to climb, you hear a rumbling going on in the building. Something is tearing apart the building, and you suspect it's the Haley thing. You get to about the second floor, you're making it up to the third floor, when you hear another explosion of gunfire. Men screaming. It sounds like the building is being torn apart. You see the third floor door that leads onto the third floor from the staircase that you're climbing. You see the muzzle flashes, and then there's silence.
I think Hyde will pause everybody first until we hear the silence go, just to kind of get a general sense of what's going on, or just knowing that things have kind of settled before we continue up.
Agent Kit's I'm gonna pull out a phone. And the main point I want to do is kind of use the see if I can use the camera of the phone to kind of angle through the door, so if we could see anything, but make it so we don't give away our location.
Yeah, which is higher, your alertness or your search?
That would be my alertness for 60.
With that high of a score, I'll say that it's easy enough for you to start climbing up first. You get close to the door, which has a large kind of rectangular window in it, and you can aim it up to the glass to look into the hallway. You can see that the third floor kind of opens up. It has a little bit more of an open floor plan, but there are hallways that lead, we'll say, north and east. And the Haley thing is down the northern hallway. You aim the camera, and you can just see its kind of large mass as it's kind of huddled over the ground. And you take enough time to watch it, and you realize that it is now grabbing the bodies, bringing it close. You see a gout of blood drop from where its mouth would be, as if it's feeding. It's quite grisly. Let me ask you to make a sanity check for that.
Absolutely, rightfully so. Dang, failed. 62.
Roll a d4.
4.
You signed up to protect a bunch of agents. You did not sign up for a monster party.
No. Okay. I'm going to keep my kind of eye. I'm actually then going to type exactly what I see like a brief description, especially the height, weight, what it's doing, eating the corpses. I probably won't say how gory it is, and its exact location. Yeah, where it's at from the door. And then I'm going to hand the phone off to the first person who will take it so they can read it.
Merritt takes out his phone. He's taken aback by reading what he's just taken in and connecting it to the idea that it's his friend down the hall there. But he types back that while it's feeding, we can move silently for the next floor. It's imperative we get to Mia first.
And then I'm going to also respond in the text, copy that. Please note my high priority client is probably with the child, so we're going to get, just to emphasize, we're going together.
Dr. Thornbill is with you. As you prepare to start moving, they stop you. They grab some of your arms and they're like, wait a minute. We can't just keep moving and not understand what the hell this thing is. There has to be a way to stop it. Do any of you have any kind of observational information about what's going on with her?
Well, yes, but it would take a lot of time to really figure out what's going on.
Can it be done very quickly?
No.
I know it has a weakness to light. I know that Tuck got weak when the direct sunlight was on them. I can also reference they're a product of your company.
Agent Warp, make an intelligence ×5 roll, please.
That is a success with a 79. Whew.
Warp, you remember that in one of your pockets is a glass vial full of the blue stuff that came out of Tuck.
Yeah. The Warp was already fiddling with it when they were talking earlier, and they just hold up the bottle. I collected it at the library. I was just kind of saving it, but seems important now.
It's Tuck's.
Thornbill stares at it, and there's labs on this floor. If I can get to a lab, if I can at least figure out what this thing's weakness is, it's good to know that that it's weak against sunlight, but there's got to be something more, something that can more quickly kill it. I just need a little bit of time.
Do you need help? Is there any way I can make that go faster?
Yes, you could absolutely help me.
Okay.
But the challenge is we got to sneak past that thing.
Do you think we'd have enough time in the laboratory to research this and to save Mia? It's going for Mia.
I don't need to know how it functions. I just need to know what its weaknesses are. There's going to be lots of options in a lab.
Okay, I'm open to this idea, but you have to agree to something on our side. We need you to remove whatever's in Mia's neck.
If she's up there with the VIP, I don't know if I can go against what they want. And what they clearly want is for Mia to be whatever she is.
They can have whatever comes out of her, but if it stays in her, it will drive the thing out in that hallway even more mad. It's the best practice to remove it from Mia to save us from that thing.
Hyde, you can have a +20, but let me ask both you and Merritt to make human intelligence rolls.
A success with a 25.
Success with a 55 under 80.
Hyde, you understand that Thornbill has, as of recently, become very interested in moving up within the program. The chances of her defying whoever is up there's orders are low. Merritt, you kind of instinctually come to understand this the way that she's reacting, but you also understand that if what it amounts to is cutting something out of a child's neck, it doesn't necessarily require surgeon-like abilities.
Maybe we need to prioritize things and worry about what's in Mia's neck after we take care of Tuck, or at least remove her from the situation.
I'm not against prioritizing, but I think we do need to admit that Mia is hand in hand with the Haley situation. She has one prerogative, and it's to take Mia. If we were to remove Mia from that situation, it'd be one less thing to worry about with Haley.
Can we just say that that's the intention and hope that it works out in the end? And just placate Tuck for now?
I think we do that too much as a group, but I'll allow you that.
Well, telling the truth didn't help either, so...
I think she wasn't the Haley that would have listened to the truth when we brought it to her. I think we left her there on a plane to California. But let's do this. Let's put Haley to some semblance of sleep. Let's solve Mia, and let's retire.
Do we have access to the lighting controls in the building? Maybe we can sort of make a labyrinth of light? you know?
Well, if you say that it's sunlight that bothers them, it's a matter of getting access to the
Security system, right?
security system or access to the control of those window locks. Those,
Do you know what level they're on?
I mean, security's on the first floor.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Well, let's settle with the lab first. Let's see if we can sneak in, get them in, handle that.
Well, look, Mary, you said that if you needed to keep moving forward, it's not a bad idea. Here, and she hands you a walkie-talkie. She has one, and now you have one.
Okay. So we could split up. We put some with Doc and the others, what, sunlight control or Mia control?
Mia, we should get to the fifth floor as soon as possible.
Because we're on that stairwell. Can we let's just keep going up.
How about Agent Kit, you and I can run up to the VIP and Mia. We can secure your VIP, secure Mia. We can take them down to the first floor with security to get sunlight going. While the lab is happening and Mia is happening, we'll then reconvene together on the first floor for security.
I can agree with that.
Do we have enough security going up top?
I don't know, but right now, Haley's convinced she's up. If I can manage to get Mia down and convince the security up top to keep that facade going, we may have enough time to outrun.
I would strongly advise then let's go ahead and secure the assets now. Because that thing is going to be occupied with those bodies for...
Let's go get your dancing date, and I'll get mine. Hyde, you've got the nerds, like usual?
Yeah, I got him.
Okay, we'll see you on the first floor.
Yeah.
Stay in contact. Let's check in every minute or so that we're not having to stay completely silent because the Elephant Man is over us, yeah?
Be safe up there.
Yeah, same to all of you.
If you see any any security detail, many will have like some flash grenades. I strongly recommend you if you see them, pick one up. That could buy you some time.
Okay, we can do that.
The team begins to split. Merritt, Kit, you start heading upstairs to get ahead of the monster, and the three of Hyde, Warp, and Thornbill make their way to the third floor door. And we will continue next session.
What?
Oh, wow.
Holy shit! Oh.